What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. This is ODC. It's me with another action figure review. This is my review of the Ant-Man Marvel Legends Infinite Series Ultron Build-A-Figure Wave. This is Grim Reaper. Probably between him, I would say Bulldozer, and maybe Ant-Man, the ones I really wanted to get in this wave. Maybe Wasp too. I definitely wanted to get an updated Wasp, but this is one of the figures I really wanted, and it's almost not even for the character. It's because I wanted to check out this new body mold and see what it was all about. It's definitely what it seems like Hasbro definitely answered one of my needs, I would say. The cape is removable. I'm just gonna pop that off for now just to get that out of the way. I've been asking for years and years, we need a body mold that's in between the Bucky Cat body mold and in between the Hyperion body mold. And this is it. We finally got it. So I think it works. I think it looks pretty good. This is a whole new body mold. I'm pretty sure there's no reused parts on here. I was trying to compare this to the Bucky Cat body mold, which I actually will. I'll just bring in Giant Man back in here, and I was looking at the thighs, and I was trying to compare the thighs, and the thighs are bigger on this guy. He's just bulkier, he's just larger, and he's taller, and the feet are much larger, so he's just a bigger guy. He's that in-between guy. Now, I don't know necessarily if... I'm pretty sure that... I don't know. I don't think Grim Reaper is supposed to be that much larger. I don't think he's supposed to be like, I don't know, 7 feet tall or anything like that. I'm not saying that this figure is supposed to scale him in the 7 feet range. Maybe more like The Rock, like 6'6", 6'5". If these guys are like supposed to be around the 6 foot to 6'2" range, so, or 6'4" or whatever. No, this would probably be more like 6'4". But they finally found us a happy medium, and they also, I think they're pretty much got rid of the Commander Rogers body mold with those shitty wide jointed hips, and we're going to start getting these, which I think they need to re-release, which they won't. They need to re-release U.S. Agent on this body mold. I think it would be way better on this body mold than the Bucky Cap one, which he was released. He's just too small. I mean, he's supposed to be bigger than Captain America, and he's shorter and smaller than Captain America, so... but that's just my opinion. Talking about this figure, because I just go way off on tangents. Let's put him down. There's some nice paint shading going throughout the cape. This is a new molded cape, specifically for him. And I know it is reused with the Vision and the Hulkbuster wave, so it is available in that, in all yellow with that figure. But this is his cape. This was molded for him. It's a little odd, this cape, though. I'm going to be honest with you, the design of the cape. Why would it be skinny up top and then flowing at the bottom? I don't know. That doesn't make much sense to me. I would say that the cape would have to be heavier on top. It's just as heavy on top as it would be on the bottom. I don't know why someone would design a cape that would be skinny up top and then flowing at the bottom. It just doesn't make sense to me. But there's shading on the inside and towards the back portion and over here, and on the back up towards the back of the shoulders here. And it does just peg right back into there on the little peg hole on the back. It does sit a little bit funny on him. There's a little bit like, I don't know what this is supposed to like look like it's connected to, but I guess it's just supposed to float there. Whatever. As far as his articulation, I will go through it just because this is a new body mold, so this is pretty much we're going to be getting this body mold for a long time to come. So his head does swivel side to side, can do a full 360 rotation. He does have pretty decent range of motion, head looking back. Hopefully in the future we get a little bit better of range of motion. Maybe they make this disc hinge a little bit deeper into the neck just so you get a better motion going, or swivel going there, so you have more room to look all the way back. Because I'm sure in the future we're going to get some figures that have that need that flying pose. So His head does look down very nicely, though. I wanted to point out before I get to the rest of the articulation, the anatomy of this body looks a lot better. It looks a lot more natural than the Hyperion body mold. His arms go up about that far. It would be nicer in the future if they could fix this hinge just so it goes a little bit further out here so you get a better range of motion, because that's about as far as his arms go up. That's a little disappointing. He can do a full 360 rotation, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. He does have a wrist swivel, wrist hinge, ab crunch, which goes forward and does go back, waist swivel, T-jointed hips. The T-jointed hips could be a little bit better too. They're a little bit hindered, kind of like the Pizza Spider-Man and the Ultimate Spider-Man, or Ultimate Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man. So that could be better. That could definitely be a lot better, but there's always room for improvement. I'm not going to, I don't know. It just should be better, I should say. Legs go forward pretty high up, which is good. They do go back a little bit. Upper thigh swivel, double joint knees, boot swivel, ankle hinge, ankle pivot. And yeah, he is easy to stand. Like, I don't have any problems there. There's also a swivel on the sickle hand over here, and there's a double joint elbow and a bicep swivel, and it's pretty much the same from here up, but from here down it's a different sculpt because it's got a sickle hand. But yeah, I don't see any paint shading on the sickle itself. Let me just put his cape back on. Like I said, he is taller, so I will do a couple size comparisons. This is a brand new body mold. I'm just so glad that we finally got a new body mold. I believe Kraven the Hunter is going to be on this body mold too, from the Spider-Man wave coming up, I believe next month. Next month, I believe August. Stand, thank you. I already showed you Giant Man. I'll just bring him back in real quick just to give you a quick size comparison. So he's a little bit taller than Giant Man. And we bring in Tiger Shark. Tiger Shark is larger than Grim Reaper. And we'll just bring in, here is the Bulldozer. He's larger than all of them. And then Ultron is taller than Bulldozer and everyone else. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, I like this figure. I think he's pretty simplistic in design. I would say the paint applications are much better on him, even though there's not a lot of paint applications. I would say they're much better on him than any of the figures I reviewed yet, which was Wasp, Tiger Shark, Giant Man, and yeah, I think that's it. So I would say he's probably the best one so far. He's just kind of got this painted on skull and crossbones there. The sickle is nicely painted. Don't have a problem there. I don't see any problems on mine. I would say the face sculpt's pretty creepy looking. Look at that. That is one creepy dude. It's like, look at that girl's ass. Anyway, sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. But I'd say the head sculpt is pretty well done. Looks pretty good. So, there you go with that. Don't have a problem. I would say he's probably the best in the wave so far that I've reviewed. He's probably the best, I would say. Like I said, the cape bothers me a little bit just because it's so narrow up top and then flowing at the bottom. Doesn't really make sense cape-wise. But the rest of him is pretty good. He's just a basic blue plastic with some gray paint and some white paint. And that's pretty much it. But would I recommend this figure? Sure. I mean, he's a brand new body mold. You're going to want to get him. And if you've been looking for a Grim Reaper, you're going to want him. Let's see if he's got any jive turkeys. Oh, yeah, we got some jive turkeys. So there you go. Jive turkeys, 2015. Happy 4th of July. Bye. See you guys on the flip side.